made. Now we'll wait for the reaction. Now dig this. The gorilla gradually changes expression. He begins to stare at the scientist like a slave admiring his master. Meanwhile, Fantomah approaches. This white fiend must be stopped. She's concerned, but you see she's not really that agitated yet because she's still, looks like Jean Harlow. He's calling all the Gorgon gorillas. I'll order him to have them come to me and be injected with my serum. As he speaks, a form suddenly appears before the scientist and issues a warning. You've gone far enough, you fiend. If you try to carry out your plan, you shall die a jungle death. So there she is, sort of halfway between, Maryland and Skeletor there. The form quickly disappears. Who was that meddler, Mac? I don't know, but look! The natives had started retreating down the trail, headed for the Mamba Corral. They're leaving us alone with those gorillas! The gorillas begin appearing from all directions and come straight towards the cage. Good heavens, our only hope is to inject them with this serum. Then we can control them! You must tell them to stand still while I inject them. Yes, master. The caged gorillas roar, and the others line up quickly. One by one, the gorillas are injected with the serum. Give me more serum, Mac. In 10 days, I'll have a super raise. Mac, fearing Fantomah's warning, has decided to return to the Mamba. That dirty deserter. I'll fix him. The death of Mac leaves the doctor in full control of the transformed apes. It's 1940, okay? This was a comic book for kids, but there were no, exit polls. There were no market surveys. There were no, comic book demographics. There was really no editor in charge here. They were just trying to fill 52 pages worth of comics every month. If Mac gets it in the back, then that ain't the worst. Just wait. From now on, I am your high commander. Take these rifles and capture or kill every man, woman, and child. On to the attack! Yes, master. Fantomah, invisible, watches the now super gorillas rush down towards the villagers. If this drawing is not enough to give you nightmares, imagine what would it do to a 7-year-old. She sees the terrified jungle people flee. Interestingly enough, unlike most any other cartoonist I can think of from 1940, although I'm sure there are exceptions, in the comic books, Hanks draws black people like black people, not like the stereotypical cartoon caricature of the 1940s black person. Torture every resistor, twist their heads off. You fiend, you shall die by your own evil creation. Transformation complete? Skull on. Fantomah whisks the scientist through the air. Down below you is your demonized army of gorillas. And they certainly are. Yeah, it was pretty bad there, right? But look at them there. Woo! Good use of the silent panel, yes. And Fantomah releases him. He falls in the path of the bloodthirsty army. Doctor, your time has come. You ready? And your serum, too, shall be destroyed. We know that's the doctor because there's his severed leg, his severed arm, and his identifying trademark pith helmet floating in midair. Okay, so when you're doing a story and a half a month, you're going to have, your stories are going to probably follow a certain pattern or certain themes. And Fantomah sends them back to she cures all the gorillas and sends them back to their region. You go back to your region and stay. So that was a truncated Fantomah story. Now let's truncate a few more stories so you can see Hanks is kind of obsessed with certain themes or certain ideas. Oh, dear. Okay, so here in a Fantomah story, here's a guy with a plot. This is from another issue of Jungle Comics. This guy's plot is, I'll terrorize the city and then overrun it with powerful royal panthers. I'll make New York the wildest spot in the world. What is it already? I don't know. The trappers move into the Valley of the Panthers. Fantomah appears before the madman. You must stop this These jungle animals belong here. Maybe it's more like Katharine Hepburn. Really, you must stop this. These jungle animals belong here. Attend your own business. Just like before, right? She gives the guy a warning. Does that stop him? No. The hungry animals begin stampeding through New York streets. His henchmen have dropped these lions or leopards or panthers, whatever the hell they are, and now they're going to wreck the subways in their airplanes. Thousands of people have died. Millions of people have suffered. Dad didn't come home for dinner. He got mauled by a tiger in Times Square. And then later on, she turns into Skeletor. Live as long as you can with the panthers you try to destroy, Raleigh. You can't do this to me. There comes a flash, and Mark Lord turns into a caveman. I shall now leave you to your fate. And the lions, of course, attack him, and Fantomah goes back into their secret observatory. Here's another story featuring Stardust, the super wizard, the guy who spends all of his brain power devoted towards solving crimes. He's using his televisional crime detecting unit, shows a horrible crime being planned on Earth. They're going to stop the Earth from evolving. Our anti-solar ray will check all motion and thereby destroy the power of the Earth's gravity. Okay? He sees what's going to happen through his viewer scope. Can you guess what's going to happen next? Yep. They pull the switch. All of humanity goes floating into space. Beautifully floating into space. Like an image out of Rene Magritte. Although I truly doubt Fletcher Hanks ever saw a surrealist painting in his life. The Earth stops, all the gravity is released, and look at that. Stardust's extra sight enables him to see the millions of Earth people drifting in space, unconscious and gasping. Why aren't the bad guys floating in space? Oh, they came up with a brilliant idea. Yeah, we'll just chain ourselves down to the Earth and everything will be fine. Yeah, good idea, boss. Okay, so people are floating in space. Stardust warned the guys. People are suffering up there, okay? And then Stardust catches up with the guy. He reverses gravity, catches up with the guy. You are going to the floating prison of eternal ice. You shall become a frozen spacite, able to see and think, but always motionless. In your frozen condition, you'll live forever to think about your crimes. Enter the ice chamber. Good Lord! And there he is, thinking about his evil crimes for the rest of eternity. Frozen in a block of ice. Here's another Stardust story. Stardust on his private star studies every moment. Every single Stardust story, he's got a different kind of crimoscope. He was continually upgrading. So here's crimoscope, snow leopard or something. A wholesale murder plot, and they're working fast. Okay, so the Destructo's plot is to suck out all of the air from all of the heads of state. We'll soon take over America. In a few minutes, the President of the United States begins gasping for air and then falls to the floor. Congress leaders and cabinet members meet the same fate. Publishers of newspaper and magazines begin suffocating at their desks. Members of the FBI, the Secret Service, and the military intelligence are all attacked by the ray. Well, of course, Stardust comes along after, a lot of people have died, and he releases his power counteracting ray throughout the country. Everyone's revived, and then he goes and kicks this guy's ass. I just love this page. Isn't it beautiful? I'll kill you, you big palooka. Stardust quickly transfixes him with a superiority beam. I sure could use one of those. And Destructo becomes helpless. Take it easy. Stardust then applies his transforming ray. Immediately, the head of Destructo grows to an enormous size. And what does he say? Ow! Stop it! Oh, you mean man! Then the enlarged head begins to absorb the body. I'll punish you according to your crime, Destructo. Ah, poetic justice. What happens to Destructo? You tried